Our second module is about flexibility in engaging students in content. How do we make that connection with our students? How do we motivate our students? First one is guided notes. Often the teacher will make a handout and have the kids fill it out as they're going. You could also use the organizer that we presented in the first module to do this. I like, both ways I think have their advantages. The second one is mnemonics. Mnemonics are like the second most powerful evidence-based practice in teaching, and it's a way of engaging people to concepts that may be a little bit more foreign to them. I'm going to talk about two types of mnemonics, and that is acronyms and keyword mnemonics. My name is Robert Baer. I'm from Worcester. Okay, now I want you to close your eyes and picture a bear with a mask chasing a rooster. You got that picture in your head? A robber bear chasing a rooster, okay? Now, whenever you see me, you will probably not forget, or you may just see a bear chasing a rooster. I don't know, but hopefully that will give you enough information that you can retrieve that keyword information. And we all know about acronyms. If we can remember things that are in part of a list but we always forget, you could create a mnemonic for the Great Lakes, of course, which is Holmes, Huron, Ontario, Michigan, Erie, and Superior. The third, we're going to talk about feedback. The importance of feedback is not how powerful it is, it's how frequent it is. Now, the other thing that's important in feedback is that your relationship with the student becomes very important. Now, if I was really working with you as a class, I would try to know a little bit about each of you, and I would tailor some of my responses to what your interests are. One of the ways you can start out is by having, and this is used in sales a lot, having little index cards where you know what people's kids, their families, their favorite sports team, just some key interesting facts that personalize. Then if you know that information, that increases your connection with that student. And fourth, we're going to talk about task analysis. So task analysis, I think we all have seen that. Breaking a task down into steps that make sense to the student. Using backward chaining, then those students can do a lot of the finishing up, or we could use forward chaining, have them do some of the initial steps of the process, because it does allow kids to participate alongside their peers, but to get the pieces of the task that they need in order to meet their career goals. A nice thing about this approach is if you do it from the bottom to the top, in this case I have a task analysis for hand washing, if you look at this you'll see that what we can do is cross out the steps for this hand washing routine that are completed independently. And then you circle the number of steps that are completed on that day. The next day, you can see we've crossed out steps 1 and 2, and we circled 2 for the total steps that were completed on that day. The third Wednesday here, steps 1, 2, 3, and 5 are completed. So we circle 4 for the total number of steps completed, and the next day we have the first 5 steps, and we circle that 5. So at the end of the month then, what you can do, and this can be used for self-monitoring very easily, is you simply connect the circles. And then you have a graphical representation. You can also sum up on our form that I gave you. You can look at each step too to see whether certain steps are being very inconsistently completed. Nice thing about this, once you've filled it out, you can write a note at the end of the month, say, okay, I think that they're making progress or they're not, and you don't have to do additional paperwork.